Good morning. I hope you guys can hear me. I have you plugged into the microphone today, trying to help with the audio quality. Let me know if you are having any hard time hearing me. It is obviously Sunday, and some of you might have noticed I'm wearing my old pair of glasses. Well, yesterday, Scott and I went hiking. We did a 6-mile hike. I was very tired. Needless to say, I lost my other glasses on the hike. I put them in my pocket and, like, my voice inside my head is like, "Amanda, don't put them in your pocket, you'll lose them." Like, I've made it 33 years of my life never losing a pair of glasses. Well, I did. Scott and I looked for them coming back down, but I think they may have, like, fallen down the side of the mountain. And here we are with my old glasses because 'cause I'm blind without them. Good morning, everybody. Melly, Audrey, Deb, Janet, Candace, Katie, Jersey. I hope you guys are having a lovely Sunday. I just said that, Amanda. I am still super sore from yesterday. It has been a hot minute since Scott and I did. It was 3 miles uphill, 3 miles to 3.7 miles. And then down, I got some really good video yesterday to show you guys the hike because it is gorgeous even with not being the wintertime still, because there's a lot of ferns and pine trees that are still pretty green up here. Good morning, Ingrid, Lori, Kat, Colleen. How are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing on your journeys? I'm curious. I did yesterday, day before yesterday, the video kind of discussing my weight stall. I know that's been kind of on some people's mind of like, why hasn't Amanda lost weight? And thank you, honey, for the coffee. Scott is going to join us in a few minutes. He had a few things he needed to do this morning. And just realizing I would not be here where I am today, even though, yeah, it would have been nice to have consistently lost the weight. I learned so much. And honestly, I don't know if I would be doing the tiny habits stuff without going through what I'd gone through. So I'm actually kind of appreciative to that because the tiny habits, I started the course this past week, has been amazing. Amazing. I know you guys hear me talk about it a lot, but it's definitely one of my favorite books. Lori said, "Good thing you had a spare." I always have a spare pair. When I replace my glasses, I always keep my old pair just in case. This is the one time it's actually helped. Actually, twice. One time when I was in college, I was at home for the winter studying, and I laid my glasses next to me on the bed, and same thing. My voice is like, "Amanda, don't do that. You'll break them." I'm like, it'll be fine." I woke up and I'd broken them. So I've only ever broke a pair of glasses once and lost. Now this is my officially the first time I've ever lost a pair of glasses. I'm really bummed because I like those glasses a lot. They're very, very light, the frames were. I'm not quite used to these. You'll see me pushing them a lot because I'm just not used to wearing the thicker ones now. They don't make them anymore. I tried to find them yesterday, sadly. Melly, carnivore rhyme. My name is Melly and my farts are smelly with lots of pain and a big fat belly. 1 year has passed and everything's neat. That's because I eat meat. That's cute, Melly. Oh, that's really cute. Lori, my weight is stalled too, but my clothes are getting bigger, so I must be temporarily on the stall. I think if your clothes are getting looser, that I don't think it's a stall. The number may have stalled, but a lot of what is it, body recomposition? Because I can tell you too, I looked at pictures of me at the same weight from 9 months ago to now, and I can tell my face is slimmer. I might weigh the same, but I definitely have a lot more muscle, and I look thinner than I did, and I can even say clothes-wise, things are looser too. It would be lovely to all of it just to fall off at once, but at the same time, our bodies need to heal, and they're gonna do what they're gonna do. And I don't wanna do so rapid that I cause issues with my fertility Not that Scott and I are necessarily trying right now, but I'm hoping the next 6 to 8 months that we will be ready to start that journey, and I don't wanna mess anything up with that. Good morning, Lisa. Welcome to your first chat, live chat from Illinois. I bet it's cold there right now. Today is going to be my first Keto shopping trip. I miss hiking. That's one of my motivations. We actually ran into some really nice people at the Outlook there, and I kind of just we they had lived there as long as I had, the daughter had, and I got her phone number. I feel so nerdy being a 30-year-old asking for a new person's phone number to make friends, but I did it anyways. Worked through that introverted Amanda. And she asked me, she's like, "Are you guys new here?" I'm like, "No, we've actually lived here for almost 4 years." And she's like, "Oh, you're just getting into it?" I'm like, "Well, actually," and then I told my story, I started at 360 pounds using a walker, and here we are. I love being outside, and this is my joy of losing weight and getting healthy, and so hopefully I made a friend. And 2, I got to share my story with her and her parents, of which they loved Olive. Olive the coonhound, they loved. He asked if she wanted to go home with him, of which I said no. And it's doing very well. I only had one really high carb meal. That's good, not worth it. I followed the bad meal with a 24-hour fast and then felt good. That's really good. And 2, sometimes it's really easy. Sorry, y'all, I'm sitting on this stool weird. It's really easy to be hard on ourselves that, oh, we ate bad. But I think putting it in a different perspective, maybe you made it 7 days before you had I shouldn't say bad meal, but had a meal that would make you feel bad, a high carb meal. Let's call it that. That you had a high carb meal. And I think we should celebrate those times that we can make it further, because maybe next time it's 10 days and then it's 14 and then it's a month and then, on and on and on. So keeping getting back up, that is what is so important. Can weight fluctuate day to day from 350 to 302? Now says 303. I think you maybe meant 305. Yes. I weighed myself today. I gained 2 pounds from 2 days ago. However, I worked my butt off hiking. And then 2 days ago, I did a really hard workout too. If you've been doing a lot of things like that, your body will retain fluid to help repair the muscles. So you're going to see fluctuations. Secondly, if you've had carbs, boy, I've gained 10 pounds in 2 days when I've eaten carbs. And then a week later, the 10 pounds is gone. So our weight will fluctuate a lot there, period. If you're on your cycle, that will be a big retainer of fluid and things like that. So don't be hard on yourself. The biggest thing is, oh, sorry, I put tallow on my face and these glasses don't want to stay up. Uh, where was I? Don't be hard on yourself. And I would suggest do not weigh yourself daily. It is a hard mental game to do that once a week. Honestly, once a month would be even better if you're going to weigh yourself. Better than that is just how your clothes fit. But please, please, please try not to weigh yourself daily, because it's going to play a big factor on your stress level, on your hormones. When your cortisol goes up from stress, from not meeting expected goals and things, it makes it harder to lose weight. So don't weigh yourself daily if you can manage it. Please, please, please. Candace, on track since January 1st. Woo! I'm super glad. Love that carnivore rhyme. So cute. Good morning, Rita. Um, Lori, I followed you since the beginning and it shows all over you. It does. The clothes I can wear and not wear in my face. They took a picture. The people we met at the top took a picture, and I compared it to the last picture we had up there, which was about 9 months ago ish, something like that. And I can definitely tell in my face it's so much better. And the fact is we went higher than we did last time. It was 6 miles to the outlook up the mountain, and I told Scott, "I wanna keep going because it's, like, another 2-ish miles to the end of the trail." I said, "I wanna eventually get there, so we'll just keep adding a little distance every time we do this hike." And so I'm like, "Okay, let's make it 3 miles." So we did 3 miles, and next time we'll make it 3 miles, 3.25 miles, and then just keep adding, like, a quarter of a mile distance on. Ingrid, I had plantar fasciitis. It resolved after the first month on carnivore. I've been ketovore for 4 months now, and I'm recently having plantar fasciitis flare up. Any advice? Yes. Stretch your foot. Tom and Brad, I always get their names mixed up. They have a YouTube channel. Their advice is very good. Personally, it's slightly a bit much for me. It's too much. Their advice is very good. Take a frozen water bottle, and you want like a disposable one because you want the plastic kind of soft. Freeze it, and then you roll it across your foot. That is a perfect one. You want to do some stretches of your heel because that tends to be what plantar fasciitis is. And then the water bottle rolling. There's also some really good stretches that just Google plantar fasciitis stretches, follow those, and you'll resolve it. Also, look at your shoes. That's my last suggestion. If you look at the bottom of your shoes, because people walk on the inside or the outside of their feet, if you've been wearing the same pair of shoes for a while, it'll pronate or supinate your feet more than what they should be. Hold on, don't sit down because I don't want you to fall. Pronate or supinate your feet more than they should be, and that can promote plantar fasciitis too. Scott, welcome.
Morning. Haircut from last week. It looks like I'm
It looks a lot
I'm
better.
a monk now.
It's better than it was. We've been looking for a barber for him that I like. Because what would you say? I'm the one that has to look at you. You really don't care.
No, I don't say I didn't care. I'm just saying that I don't really look at myself.
Hmm.
Look in the mirror a lot.
Melly. You missed Melly's first rhyme. I'll have to show it to you. Now that carbs have departed, I sometimes sit brokenhearted.
Sometimes. But it passes for me.
No, Melly is like on a carnivore rhyme. Her first one was funny.
Okay.
I wrote this rhyme to express my things because I no longer look like a tank. So if you need help to straighten the bend, give me a shout because I am your friend.
Oh, that's very clever. Nice.
Melly, you're too good. Too good. Pula, how have you had a couple stressful weeks, Lord have mercy, setback, hill climbing back up to 2.5 on the elliptical. That's amazing. Incorporated strength training, but like I said, off kilter. That's okay.
Okay.
Stumbles happen, just getting back up. And then it's like riding a bike. You have to get a little momentum before you can just easily glide. Or if you go too slow, you're kind of wobbly. That's all you need. It's a little momentum going forward, and you will get it. Candace, I'm having trouble getting some consistent exercise in. Do you have a prompt that you do for your workout? I don't.
That's
I
actually
probably
one of the
need
things
one.
we both need to kind of work out.
It's afternoon. I'm like, it's time to work out.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, so I don't. But here's the thing. What kind of workout are you doing? Do you prefer solo workout? Do you prefer going to the gym? Because some people do. Do you prefer group exercise, like classes and things like that? That is something I think that's really vital is figuring out what works for you and what you like. Do you hate doing like Olympic weightlifting, but you're forcing yourself to do it? There's all kinds of different strength training you can do or
Mhm.
exercise. You need to find specifically what works for you. The big thing in tiny habits is we can't force ourselves to do things we think we should, but we don't actually want to. We can only do it a few times and then we end up teetering out and then stop doing it.
So far, I think the prompt is pretty much after a walk with the dogs.
Yeah, after walking with the dogs, because I'm already sweaty and I'm like, I don't want to take 2 showers, so let's go, or I go work out.
Right.
Then that's probably a good one for after walking the dog. Lisa, once a month weigh in, that's gone a long way to help my mental health.
Yep.
Yeah.
For those that are just starting carnivore, maybe just hiding the scale for 30 days is a good way to just
Yeah.
go.
And there was a comment earlier by Amy. She said she was weighing herself. Well, I assume she was weighing herself daily. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Really hard on ourselves. Indie baby, just saw your live notification. You've motivated me to go on carnivore. Whoop, whoop. I love
Okay.
watching videos that keep me motivated. Thank you. That is very sweet of
Fantastic.
you. All right, I'm taking the glasses off. Keep sliding down my face. We're going glassesless. I'll just have to squint a little bit to see the thing. Jersey girl, white carbs are killer for me. The amount of immediate inflammation if I eat those is scary. Yeah, I notice like rice, white carbs, flour.
Okay, got it.
I notice if I do it and then just a little bit later, Scott and I go to walk the dogs, my feet
Hmm.
kill me. Like half a mile in, I'm telling Scott, God, I don't know if I can make it a mile. My feet are killing me. Oh, thank you guys, Bob and Brad. I don't know why I can't remember that. I always want to say Tom. Bob and Brad for the physical therapy exercises.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Candace. I'm just terrible at remembering their stuff. Like they have really good videos. They just a bit much for me personality wise, but they seem like nice people.
Good morning, Lenny.
I started this 8/29/2022. Still love me like I did the day I started. Such an easy way to live. It is.
It is.
It is. Melly said hello.
Hi, Melly.
I massage tree oil into my feet every night for plantar fasciitis. The massage will help. If you can get your spouse to do it, even better. Yeah. Plantar fasciitis tends to be from walking too much, wearing high heels. High heels are just the absolute evilness for women's feet. And then if your gastroc, so the calf muscle, gets really tight, it pulls and then it causes pulling on the heel bone, which then turns into plantar fasciitis.
What about arch support? Is that ever a problem for that?
It's going to depend. Some people, if you have flat feet, well, it's a long story. It truly depends. If you have flat feet, arch support can actually cause issues. If you have arches and you walk with shoes with flat feet, that can cause issues, but that's a bit,
Okay.
yeah. Tracy said the barber that she likes. Okay, here's the thing. Scott doesn't care what his hair looks like as long as it's dealt with. Okay.
Okay, for a decade, I lived in Phoenix, and every couple months, go to Supercuts very fast, two on the side, three on top. Clip it, done. 8-minute haircut. Worry about it 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah. And so
Because, in Phoenix, most of the time, 9 months out of the year, it's kind of hot.
it is kind of hot.
As soon as I got my haircut the other day, I'm like, oh my God, my head's cold.
If any of you watched the video, did get filming Scott pretending to be a little baby over his cold head. Jen, 5 days from 90 days being carnivore, though I stalled at 30 pounds the last 2 weeks. Hey, Jen, 30 pounds is
That's
amazing in
great.
90 days. I hope you get that. Like that is amazing. But I unexpectedly started my cycle after not having for a whole
All
year,
right.
have endometriosis and had hormone imbalance. That is amazing.
That's
Honestly,
amazing.
more than the 30-pound loss, I think having your period start
Yep.
is even better. Like, no joke, even better. It means your body is feeling better and your hormones are getting balanced, which then means as time goes on, if you need to lose more weight, it will get easier.
Yep.
And it is so important.
That is very important. That's great.
I need to take my retainers out. I realize they're still in, and I don't want to like. I realized I was having a hard time talking because they were in.
Transformation.
Not that anybody saw that they were in my mouth, and I felt like I was slobbering on myself. Melly, you look so pretty, and Scott, you could turn me brother. That's very sweet of you, Melly.
Thank you.
Um, Susan, I do video Zoom classes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Figuring out with exercise, it is super important to figure out what works for you. I don't like going to the gym. I like to do it at home. I just like to be left alone, do what I need to do, not have to worry about somebody standing in front of the machine for 5 minutes, doing 10 reps, standing in front of the machine 5 minutes, doing 10 reps,
Hmm.
and not considering anybody else. And I don't really care for group
Heck,
classes.
if you like dancing, dancing's great. My
Yeah.
dad and stepmom, they square dance and they do trips to square dance and they also square dance in their living room on Zooms.
Oh, I didn't know. I guess through the pandemic they were doing that.
Yeah, they were doing that too. They still do it now when they can't travel.
I have trouble with exercise because I have no ACL or meniscus in left knee, so I'm walking and doing some weight resistance. I'm 60 as well. Yeah, you need to do physically when with considering exercise. Y'all, when I started putting my stomach up in front, like on the sink thing and doing the dishes was exercise. I would profusely sweat like I had done a 5K, and I would wholeheartedly, from Amanda's view and from a physical therapy view, consider that exercise. So wherever you're at, Pick something. Like, I did it because it was functional. I needed to do the dishes. I needed to move more. I needed to stand more. But that was wholly exercise for me. So don't think just because you can't walk or run or whatever, do the elliptical, if you're not exercising, you absolutely can, especially those of us that started a lot heavier. Sometimes standing is just exercise.
And I want to point out one of the things that helped her motivate her when just doing the dishes was that everything was on me. And so that was her way to contribute to the household to help me that it really, it's great to have her do it. And I was like, have at it.
And I literally started with just doing the dishes,
Oh,
as well as Lori. You were 60. You are still young.
yeah.
I am not one to advocate for surgery. However, whatever you do, if you have no meniscus in that knee, I am again not a proponent for surgery. You should have your knee replaced at some point. Don't wait till you're 80 and it's so hard or they won't do it because that meniscus, no matter how long you do carnivore, it is not coming back. I hate to tell you. And you probably know this. I just don't. Too many times over the 10 years of doing physical therapy, I've seen people not wanting to do it, not wanting to do it, and then they get too sick or they waited too long. My own grandmother, she needed her hip replaced and didn't want to do it. She lived to 90. I'm going to say 90, I think, right about 90. But what happened is she waited so long. She needed it done around when she was about 70, didn't want to do it. And the femur fused to her hip, and her hip, like, so this is her body, this is her leg. She was fused in a 90-degree angle. She could not stand up because the bone had fused with her hip. The femur had fused with her hip. And it's all because she just didn't want to do it. And I hate to say this, but she had a pretty miserable last 20 years of her life because she didn't want to do it. That's Amanda's opinion. Take it or leave it. I just don't ever want to see anybody suffer just out of that fear. Yeah, the surgeries are hard, but man,
Waiting is harder.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
suffering.
My Uncle Sam, same thing with him.
Candace, solo workout, say 7, where I'll hurt myself because I have. Just start slow, Candace. Low weights, higher reps, and then as you get stronger, just slowly increase. If you're doing, if you're doing like weight training, or use resistant bands, y'all. That is super light, super cheap. I think I have on my Amazon page like the resistance bands that
Mhm.
I use. They go from really, really easy to hard, just depending on your strength level. There are so many TheraBand or elastic band exercises you can do at home, sitting in a chair to get stronger. And for women, osteoporosis, that is the number one thing, probably two, because eating protein would be number one. But the number two thing you can do for yourself is strength training. Put weight, put pressure on the bones because it makes the body want to thicken the bones because you're pulling on them with the muscles. Good morning, Sarah. She always remembers all the girls' names. So sweet. So sweet. Arthur, if I eat sugar, my elbows and shoulders start aching. It's
Mm.
almost sometimes immediately happening. Oh, I got so far behind in the comments. I'm going to go fast to catch up. Grateful keto. I incorporate 5 to 7 minutes of exercise after I go pee. Diane here has been doing book club forever with me,
Mhm.
but she also did tiny habits. And so, super good. If you are struggling getting any kind of routine with exercise or doing things, Tiny Habits, y'all, the book by
Mhm.
BJ Fogg, change your life. I'll try to get some chair exercises this week and I'll report to you how I do. Please do.
Okay.
And it's all about finding what works for you. I hate yoga. I know people are like, you should try a DDP or DPP, whatever yoga. I don't like yoga. I don't care if it's easier. I just don't like it. So I don't do it because I hate it and I have to force myself to do it. But for those of you uh, that like it, do it. Like there's nothing wrong with it. We've seen retainers before. That's probably when I turned around to take retainers out. I'm going to have to wear them for the rest of my life, sadly. Sarah, I knew right away when I went carnivore almost 9 months ago that I revealed my addictive nature like nothing else I'd ever done. Food freedom shows me dopamine struggles in other areas like energy. Yeah, it feels terrible when you feel like food is literally controlling you.
Mhm.
It feels terrible. I to go to a gym is 40 miles away, so no, we live in the sticks. Lori, get some exercise bands. There's all sorts. You can get dumbbells, although they're kind of expensive, but the lower weight, like the 2, 3, 5, whatever pound weight.
There is so much you can do with just body weight training.
Yes.
squats, lunges, half push-ups.
Don't do that with your knee though, Lori, and
Yeah,
not
right.
missing the ACL. Don't do that. No,
Just
don't do lunges. But there is a lot you can do. There's chair yoga
yeah.
that my dad's girlfriend does or did. She probably is advanced past that. But there's all sorts of things. Just go on YouTube. It's like
Walking is going to be just fantastic for a long time if you
walking
can.
is exercise. I don't care what anybody says.
Uh-huh.
Walking is absolutely
There's
exercise.
like 18 different benefits. There was like several studies and they aggregated all the studies and like these are the 18 benefits of just walking, like mental, emotional, physical
Want
health.
to live longer, like I cannot guarantee this, but if you want to live longer, walk. That is, I will tell you, other than disease and things, the number one thing that kills the geriatric population is losing mobility, losing the ability to walk because they then become wheelchair bound. They get sores on their bottom. Their body doesn't function well. The muscles get weak, and it's just like a slippery slope downhill. Walk. It will do so much for you. And great. I heard that when weight stalls, that it can be your body is prioritizing healing and feeling safe over weight loss. Agree. There's so many reasons that it can happen, but I agree. I think at one point I was at 360 for a while, and I think our bodies need to kind of reset of, okay, I'm no longer this weight, I'm more this weight. Uh, Plus, for myself, I think a big thing is the amount of exercise I've been doing is there's a lot of muscle tearing and then repairing and then tearing and then repairing. And your body will hold on to fluid like that to try to help heal. Because that's how you get stronger is you cause micro tears in the muscle. Janet, I had plantar fasciitis years ago, switched to Birkenstocks and it resolved. Yeah, shoes can be a big, big issue with
Mhm.
plantar fasciitis. So find shoes. Don't be like this one where I had to force him to buy new shoes. We were dating? Or were we married? Dating. He had a rock stuck in the bottom of his shoe. I'm not talking a tiny
The
one.
heel. The heel had a rock. It's fine.
Y'all, like this big of a rock wedged in there. I could not dig it out. And I had to force him to go get new shoes. Oh, Jen said, thank you.
We just balance each other out. I don't want to spend any money. She wants to spend lots of money. So we're about somewhere in
That's
between.
not exactly true. I'm like, oh, this would be helpful and this would be helpful. And most of my purchases are actually pretty good. I
Okay.
found if you have dogs, I got it off Amazon. There's all sorts of brands, but it is a hard bottomed dog sling. And
Mhm.
it was meant for a truck, but it was extra longer. And what we needed for the SUV with the middle seats flipped down, they're bucket seats. So there's a gap there and then the gap in front of them.
Mhm.
Anyways, hard bottomed dog sling. If you've got dogs and you have a car that has like cracks they can fall into, night and day. I love it.
Works great. It's been
It's
nice
amazing.
this week. We've been doing lots of trips because we got that in. We finally
Yeah.
put we had this, what do you think? What's that thing on top? Just like a shell, like, travel shell and
Yeah.
put on
On top
top,
of the SUV.
extra storage. We had that for years. It's been in the garage. We're like, what if we put that in there? Then we could put the stroller for Ryu in there. And then we have room in the back for all the girls.
Yeah.
And so it's been fantastic.
Scott would not let me sit with a stroller in front of my lap in the passenger seat.
Yeah, that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to sit in the front seat with a stroller in front of her.
It would have been fine.
Yeah,
Fine.
she's like, you're a good driver. I'm like, no, it's the other people I don't trust.
Melly, we don't have square dancing, so I did circle dancing. I'm very, very dizzy. You should have, Melly, contra dancing, though. You should look into that.
What
Contra
is
dancing.
circle dancing? I never,
I'm assuming just dancing in a circle.
oh, maybe. Okay.
Just like square dancing is dancing in like a square.
Okay. We need to pick up that.
Is anyone here older? If so, how did it go with perimenopause, menopause? I'm 47 in the random cycle stage. Will this diet lifestyle work for us? Fall chicks, no spring chicken.
Well,
That's cute. Yes, I can tell you, although I am not perimenopause or menopause nor menopause, but it absolutely will work. I've heard a lot of women say the hot flashes get 1,000 times better. Going through the actual menopause stage is much easier, much better for them. No matter what, it's going to balance your hormones wherever they need to be, right? As menopause, we just stop producing as much estrogen, and this is kind of what causes menopause and things like that to happen. It balances that. It makes the transition 1,000 times better. Not only that, metabolically, getting the inflammation out of your body from having the extra carbs and sugars and the damages that it creates. No matter what, it's going to help getting the crap out of our diets. Triangles didn't cut them. Melly, you're such a comedian. My horse likes me a lot more now. I bet. Um, Doing a tennis ball before walking, ice after walking helps quite a bit for plantar fasciitis. Yes, yes. And that's why I like the frozen water bottle. It combines the pressure you get from the tennis ball with icing it. You can do it before and after, actually. Uh, get your knee replaced. You'll get your life back. I waited so long before my hip replacement. I regret not doing it before. Yes. Most of the time, I think there was only one patient ever, but they had some other health issues going on. They had a hip, and then long story short, they ended up having 3, but it was nothing with the surgeon or the surgery. It was more they had severe osteoporosis and probably should never have had the surgery. Anyways, don't wait, y'all, for your joint replacements. I already told Scott if he has to have a joint replacement, if I have to knock him out and drag him there to get it done, it's going to get done because you will suffer and have pain when you can absolutely get your life back having a joint replacement done.
Which is why I'm working out most of my hips. My hip flexor is the one that hurts the most when I work out. And I do not want to go through a hip replacement, especially being dragged to the hospital. I'm pretty sure that makes the hip a little bit worse.
You'll be knocked out. It'll
Just
be
tie me to the
fine.
car, drag me along. Can't
It,
look like getting in.
oh, if you could be a fly on the wall in our house, you would be laughing nonstop at our
Did you put in that
ridiculousness.
little Sith Lord thing I did
Which
in
one?
the video?
Which?
I have my hood up,
Oh, I
bacon and eggs.
no, I don't think I
So after I had my haircut, put my hood up, and bacon and eggs, and even Sith looks at their bacon and eggs.
did.
I don't know. It just goes across my head. That's the
Yeah.
things.
Lori, mom had knee replacement twice, both hips. So sad about your grandmother. So far, no pain really in knee, just occasional stiffness. Okay. If it's not limiting your life, that's something then not to, to consider putting it off just a little bit, as long as it's not limiting what you can do. Because when it starts limiting you, that's when it gets real bad. My dad had shoulder. My dad should have gotten foot surgery 10 years ago, and because he's 80, 81 soon, he's in a good candidate and may not survive recovery. Heartbreaking. It is.
Yeah.
It is. And there are some, like my dad had a shoulder replacement done, and then that failed. And then he had a revision on that, and then that failed. Then he had to have a reverse shoulder. And I think he ended up having 4 surgeries, but his was caused by, I forgot exactly what it's called, but when they cut with the scalpel and it went through a hair follicle, even though they sanitized the skin and stuff, it had a kind of bacteria, pia something or rather, and it got brought all the way down to the bone. It's now caused permanent infection growth on his replacement. So he actually has to be on antibiotics the rest of his life. Those are very fringe cases, y'all. They are just really fringe cases. Very rare to happen, but they do happen. My dad told me, because he doesn't have a lot of stuff, because he didn't want to burden us when he eventually dies from it, because we're all going to die. He told me he was going to give me his titanium joint replacements. That's what I get when he passes.
Well, my dad's,
My family.
my dad's shoulder went kind of weird because the pin broke. So it's better to do it when you're much younger, for sure. Especially if something doesn't quite work out.
Hmm. Yeah. Jersey. I have a small meniscus tear. Already had surgery for one a decade ago. I'm going to wait and get some weight off and see how it goes. Meniscus does not heal itself. Weight bearing makes it worse. Yes. And if you have any meniscus or honestly any knee issues, whether it's arthritis or meniscus or ACL or whatever, any of those issues. By the way, y'all, ACL is the anterior cruciate ligament, and we have 2, and they run from the front to the back and the back to the front. They're actually usually what get torn by football players because their leg is planted and then the knee gets hit. And anyways, you guys didn't need to know that. All of that will improve with weight loss if you have extra weight. I don't care if you have 10 extra pounds. It can make a difference on your joints immensely. Back, knee, hip, ankle, you name it, a weight bearing. Doing the dishes is a backbreaking chore when you're overweight. I'm 6 days on carnivore diet journey and cannot wait till I can do the dishes without being in pain. Lost 8 pounds so far.
All right.
Congrats.
Fantastic.
Andy, if you have a stomach like I did, literally set it on top of the counter sink. It will take a lot of pressure off your back, and you will find that you can stand a bit longer. And it's constantly just pushing a little bit, not so much where you hurt yourself or you can't do something the next day, but pushing a little into the discomfort, and it'll help your strengthening and just mobility in general. You can absolutely do this. I mean, look at this fact that I went from having to use a walker just to go places a few houses down to Scott and I did a 6-mile hike yesterday.
It was fantastic.
6.07 if I'm being exact, but
The best part was the big black dog was knocked out.
she was. We came home and
Till
she's
about two
like,
this morning.
she we come home and she's like, "Good night, y'all," and just curled up in a ball and was out the whole night. We've had great success, thank to you, Amanda, in stacking morning habits.
All
Yes,
right.
they are brush teeth, wash face, quick wash, dress in workout clothes, make bed, do some stretches, and 1 or 2 exercises.
Fantastic. That is great. That's habit stacking in a nutshell.
But I bet you feel amazing, and
Mhm.
I mean amazing doing that. It starts the day right too, doesn't it? With the habit stacking in the mornings, it's like you can get some momentum, so then you don't feel like in the mornings, if I don't get anything done, I honestly feel kind of like blah, like
Mhm.
down on myself, but doing the morning habits helps so much, so much. Melly, from a male perspective, 12 months in, I feel like a 20-year-old, but cannot find one anywhere. Laugh out loud. Seriously, best thing I ever did. Go carnivore. Yes. Yep. It is so important.
Mhm.
Mhm. Sorry, guys. I'm in a funny mood. Don't be. Don't be. Can you recommend any resistant band videos on YouTube? Um, Bob and Brad, because I always want to say Tom and Brad. Bob and Brad have some really good ones. I might add to my to-do list, like a list of some good like chair resistance exercises and find some YouTube videos and might make a like a short little video and then put some links in below in the description. Not this one, but I might sometimes work on that for those that want to start uh, strength training. Because whether you're male or female, it is going to help immensely. It will help so much. And with men, even if you're older, it will help temporarily stimulate more testosterone. But the more you do it, then it will overall increase it some, which is really good.
It's a good idea.
Try thrift shops for exercise equipment. If you live in a city, a lot of places will have used equipment, like workout equipment stores. We bought ours new, I think, didn't we? The elliptical.
We did.
Yeah, you don't have to always
Right.
like it.
There is new and used, and they have a discount
Yes,
generally.
and always start small. Like if you're wanting to do Olympic weightlifting, like what I've been doing recently, you can start tiny. You don't have to buy the whole setup that I have. You can just buy a bar. The bar itself is 45 pounds. Like there's ways to do this where you only buy what you can use at a time.
Mhm.
We recently just had to buy 30 and 35-pound dumbbells
Dumbbells.
because what we had wasn't heavy enough. So you can make it economical if you buy what you need when you need it. Driving to the gym isn't an option for me, but found a great YouTube channel. Cheryl, I don't know how to say her. Coulomb.
Boom.
Okay. Fabulous 50 for cardio. I do it daily. Yeah, you don't have to go to the gym.
Okay.
You absolutely do not. I don't like going to the gym. I'm going to be honest. I have to force myself. The time lost getting dressed, well, I mean, obviously I get dressed, but going there, going to the gym, and then coming back, it's like 30 minutes lost, and I hate that. Kelly, Five Below carries some affordable weights and resistance bands, etc. Home light duty equipment. Yeah, just do a little research, and then what was that app we used? There's things like
There's EverFit, but there's
no,
also
no, 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 not that app. Um, the sale one where we sold all the stuff in Phoenix.
oh,
It's one ver.
not Craigslist.
But you could check Craigslist. Just be careful, y'all. There's people sell equipment all the time.
Can't remember that.
I can't either. It'll come to me probably when we finish. Our bodies are meant to move. Yes, and they are. They absolutely are. I can do exercise, nothing on the floor though. Can't get up if I got on the floor. Hey, give yourself some time. You will get there. You will absolutely get there. Me neither. You both will get there. Just give yourself some
Mhm.
time as you get stronger. I promise. Being able to get up off the floor is actually really important in case you ever fall, because I myself in my early 30s have fallen. There was a time where I was on the ground at 360 and I really didn't think I was going to be able to get up off the ground. My dad pays $200 for sneakers because he had flat feet, but the cost is worth it for him.
Mhm.
I really like the Hokas. Now, he might be getting more customized shoes, but I really like my Hokas and I don't have any affiliation with them. I have my right foot, the arch is broken, so it's flat, but my left foot, I have an arch. Long story of why that happened, but it happened when I was a kid. Anywho, so I have weird feet, and the Hokas work beautifully for me. I get the arch, surprisingly, that I need in my left, but the right, having a little bit of arch doesn't bother me. Just make sure, tip for you guys, if you're going to be doing any walking that the ground is wet or anything like that, you get Hokas that have Vibram soles. The ones I have do not. Scott's did, or do
Mhm.
because I made sure his did. They are super comfy, but being in the Pacific Northwest, there's moss everywhere. They are super slick without the Vibram soles.
Yeah.
So if you're in the desert, you'd be fine with the plain ones. Get them Vibram soles though. Save yourself. Walking is also good for the soul.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
What exercise should I avoid, if any, while waiting for plantar fasciitis to resolve? Things like heel raises, prolonged walking. You do want to walk some, but you don't want to overwalk too much. Squats are probably going to stretch it. Anything that puts an excessive downward force on your foot. But honestly, a week or two of doing stretching, doing the ice rolling, the tennis ball rolling, you can do. If you have a muscle roller, you can get them off Amazon. Mine's upstairs. A muscle roller, you can just do that with your foot. You just need to try to stretch it and give some pressure relief. You'll be fine after a week or two, honestly. But unless you're wearing shoes that are causing the issue, so check your shoes. I was listening to Dr. Bear and he said he likes checking the waist circumference instead of just weight. Yeah, it's waist to height ratio is one of the best indicators. I don't know the exact like range of where you want to be per se off the top of my head. Danita, good morning. You guys are perfect for each other, making sure each other's taken care of.
Thank you.
Got to make sure Scott gets his haircut. I feel like most men, no offense, men, would have to take care of themselves if women did not exist.
Listen, if it wasn't for women, we would be sitting around
Drinking beer
drinking beer and
in your
doing nothing,
underwear.
just scratching ourselves. Just no. We, we,
Oh,
we probably wouldn't build a shelf. We're like, oh, rain's good, gives me both.
oh, that's funny. Amanda, I haven't had any friends have babies for a while and now want to give a gift to a family. I know with a newborn, they have all these essentials. Have you seen anything that's really great? Ooh, um,
That
Sarah, if you,
carrier was good.
well, they said they had all the essentials.
Had all the essentials.
Yes. Okay. The perfect thing. Sarah, email me. It's just carnivoresme@gmail.com. And after we get done with the live, email me and I will get the link for you. My sister discovered there are these bamboo onesies. They are ridiculously soft. Like my oldest sister got them for her and she's bought more. They are ridiculously soft. And the nice thing is they're so stretchy. They will last from like newborn all the way probably close to 6 months or to just depending because they stretch so much. The best part is both the feet have these little covers that go over the feet and the hands, the fingies, so you don't have to put socks or mittens on them if you're afraid their hands or feet are going to get cold because it's baked into the onesie. That is what I would suggest. The perfect. So just email me and I will find the link because I'll have to have her
Mm.
message me with it and I will send that to you today. It might be a little bit later because she's probably sleeping, but I'm actually going there around 11. Scott's going to go play poker and hopefully win. And I'm going to stay at my sister's with the baby. So I'll get that to you. That's my suggestion. If meat is the food for life, don't take sandwiches. Deb, I had my right hip replaced 2017. Right now I'm doing PT in order to try to avoid having the left hip replaced. I had a spinal fusion a year ago, 58. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing PT. I'm curious what's going on with your left hip. If you're having issues with keep wanting to say meniscus, but the labrum in the hip, and that's kind of the cartilage that cushions the bone. What's going on with that? But getting strong, no matter what you have to do, is really, really important for those of you. I don't know why we're on joint replacements today, but I guess we are. Those of you that are thinking about it, do your darndest to get as strong as you can before you have surgery. It makes recovery so much easier versus being extremely weak around the joint that needs replaced. It makes it much harder and much slower to recover. I want to get this weight off now to avoid issues when I'm even older. I fully, fully get that. Just being consistent. I think that's the number one suggestion I can give for anybody, including myself, including being consistent. That's what adds up.
Who are you pointing at?
The plant. Got to tell that green plant behind you, got to be consistent.
Yeah.
Even though it's plastic, it better be consistent eating carnivore. Oh, Lordy. My father-in-law asked us if anyone wanted his dentures when he passed.
I'm pretty sure it's a very specific to him.
It's very specific. I mean, so is a hip replacement or joint. So far, I think my dad's going to give me his titanium hip. He's got some stuff in his spine and his shoulder. He said I can use them as paperweights. I guess, Lori, you could use the dentures paperweights.
My dad's on his third marriage. He doesn't really have much to give when it passes. So,
All right. I would love to get this weight off on either keto or carnivore to get my dad on board. He hates vegetables, so carnivore would be perfect, but he eats a lot of white bread. He has diabetes.
honestly,
You could
like,
try. I don't know, Jersey. I'm not a big cooker, baker. Scott asked. He's going to be home late, and he asked what I was going to make for myself. My next question was, when are you coming home? He's like 6 or 7. I'm like, well, I'll wait till you get home to eat. I've lost the ability to cook for myself.
I know she used to cook all the meals.
Did. Anyways, that was way off. Have you tried doing things like the keto, like egg bread stuff and like snuck that into him to see if he would try things like that? That might be something to wean him over.
Back up on.
Oh, sorry. He said he eats a lot of white bread.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or,
I don't know. Like for a man, like protein tastes great, fat tastes great. So, like, if you can get him to eat a little bit more things that are fattier,
idea. Let's say he eats bread with every meal. This is going to sound crazy, but try reducing it to like 2 meals out of the day instead of 3, or like half a piece of bread, or just slowly reducing it so it's not night and day. I mean, I don't know how much control you could have over your own father's eating, but ideas, right?
parents never listen to their kids.
Hortense, you're not gaining. Congratulations. That is a congratulations, y'all.
Mhm.
If you are stalled and you were someone like me where I was constantly gaining weight and now I've made it this far of not gaining, congratulations. It's good. Like it really is. 6 mile hike. How awesome.
Yeah.
The best, right? How long, sis, did it take you to lose your first 40 pounds?
Under a month.
No, it was 2 months. It's 2 months. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Where's your graph?
I don't know, but it was 2 months. I can tell you that. I
She
lost,
has a chart on her website, carnivoresme.com, that shows you.
but at the same time, do not compare yourself to me. My first 10 pounds lost were pure fluid. Probably the first 15 pounds. I lost like 15 pounds in 2 weeks in the beginning, and it was tons of fluid. And here's the thing, the more overweight you are, the faster you're going to lose it. It's just the nature of it. So don't compare yourself. If you want to look at it and just be like, okay, maybe this is what I can expect, completely fine, but don't be mad or upset with yourself if you don't meet the same standards. Plus, I've been stalled for a hot minute. So, if you took the same weight loss and grafted over the same period, everybody's going to be a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Angela, cheers from Oregon. Hi, Angel. I said Angela. Angel. Oh boy, sometimes I can't read. I got to use treadmill from Craigslist that started a yoga app on my phone, $2 a month. Used stuff.
Fantastic.
Works
Yep,
great.
works great.
People buy it and sometimes we'll use it one time and then it sits there for a year and they're like, I need to get this out of my house.
Kind of like ours.
We did have a Bowflex and used it less than a dozen times, maybe less than 5.
And an elliptical that we didn't use for years either.
Well, now I use the
Now we
elliptical.
use it every day.
Yes, we did get rid of the Bowflex. I was not a fan of the Bowflex. It was too much having to constantly stop and change like the bars. I didn't like it. Carrie on Homestead mentioned you yesterday in his live stream. He was talking about success stories. He told the story of you having to use a walker now, lost so much weight. Oh, that's so sweet.
Fantastic. Thank you.
I wish I had more time, but I don't have so much time to go and watch a ton of other channels. On YouTube, it's just I don't have a lot of time. So I do appreciate that. Thank you for telling me, Chow. I do floor exercises in my bed. Perfect. Perfect. Y'all, number one exercise if you're bedbound, and I don't know how there's not tons of people that are bedbound, but if you are, rolling yourself back and forth in the bed. Super good whole body exercise, rolling back and forth. Literally. You got to stop when you get dizzy, and then just trying to do some like sit-ups from flat. How do you spell the name of that shoe? It's Hoka, Hoka. Make sure you go to the Hoka website. One of our friends, she went, there's like these fake Hoka outlets. Hoka does not have an outlet. So make sure you go, I think it's just Hoka.com. Make sure you go to the legitimate website. If the Hokas are half off, they are not true. They're just trying to take your money. Hi, Jay. The more walking I did, the faster my plantar fasciitis healed. Just depends. If you're getting a good stretch and it's the way you walk, especially shoes. If your shoes are causing plantar fasciitis, the more you walk, the worse it's going to get. So it's all a trade-off. Check your shoes, y'all. Like I think I said this earlier. Shoes should be flat. If you've worn them a lot, what'll happen is your pronate or supinate, meaning the rubber will be worn on one side more than the other. And you can tell because if there's tread, you'll have worn areas. If it's worn flat or you notice when you flip your shoes up, they're kind of angled, replace them. And I know seems wasteful, but do not, your really worn down shoes, do not donate them to Goodwill. You're just giving someone else your own foot problems. I do give like shoes that I don't wear a lot and they're fine. I do donate them. But Janet, thank you, Hoka. Those sound like the best onesies. Thank you. Yeah, just email me. So when I get there, I can respond to it. You two are so funny on a Saturday and inspirational. Doing my exercises in between now. Yes. Scott and I have good giggles and laughs
We do.
throughout the day, all day.
When we first met and we first started talking, like that was the best part was because we had 6 months that we were talking over the phone, over the internet, and we just got to find out a lot about each other's sense of humor, and we really got along. It was fantastic. I would rather, because when I was like, who do I want to find as my partner? I want to find somebody that I get along with that makes me laugh, because you're going to be with them for 6 to 10 decades.
You will be. You're stuck with me forever.
Yeah, 10 decades. You're stuck with me forever.
Jersey, maybe his taste buds will change off the Brad and Carnivore. Your taste does dramatically
It
change.
does. It does.
Dramatically. When I have had zero sugar, even like stevia sugar, and then I have a little bit of something, something, I'm like, holy crap, if I have something, I'm like, this is so sweet. Like, this is 2 to 3 times sweeter than I remember it being. So our taste does change
Not only
dramatically.
that, just when you have that bite of steak or flanken rib or the chuck roast, like all the different recipes that we've like put on the YouTube, like it just tastes
The YouTube.
so good.
The YouTubes.
The YouTubes.
My grandmother used to add the Walmarts and the S, the Taco Bells. So the YouTubes. Rachel, there's a carnivore bread made with egg whites, water, and salt. Maria on YouTube. Yeah. And I think Ketogenic Woman has it too. So doing that. Hey, Kate. So remember I was messaging Kate? So Kate went to school with me.
Oh yeah, okay.
Her and I, it's been probably a little while since her and I talked. I've been dealing with chronic pain. I'd like to start carnivore diet, just struggling getting started. Kate, I have what is it called, Scott? Oh, Kate, this is my husband, Scott.
I don't know. I don't read your mind. I have what is it called? I don't
The
know.
Beginner's Guide to
Okay.
Starting Carnivore. Is that what it's called? The Beginner's Guide?
Yeah, it's pinned on your website.
Yes. Is it?
Yeah, it's pinned on your website.
Sure, we're going to go with that. My website, carnivorousmeat.com. You will find that there, according to Scott. If not, just check on my the YouTube's page.
The dudes.
Check on the YouTube's
She's been
page.
saying this for a week now.
Yes, I will. And you'll find it there. That is the perfect place to start. Second, get the book. I don't have it down here, called Tiny Habits by B.J. Fogg.
Mhm.
It will change your life. Seriously, get the book. Y'all, whoever else is watching, Tiny Habits by B.J. Fogg. If you have ever been that person that you've done something 2 or 3 times and then you quit and you're like, I just can't get this done. There's something wrong with me, whatever. The book will change your life. Tiny Habits, B.J. Fogg.
Help you see why and help illustrate why you do what you do and explain some of the mental part.
And it'll help you. And here's the thing. See, I like the book Atomic Habits, but Tiny Habits gives you the step by step. If you're so overwhelmed, you don't know where to start, because a lot of times that's the issue is we're so overwhelmed we don't know where to start. The book will help you. They have exercises at the end of each chapter for you to do. And I don't mean like physical exercises, right? I just mean like mental and paper writing exercises on how to teach you how to start these habits and follow through. Okay. Plus, I'm actually doing the Tiny Habits coaching right now. It's been awesome. We just had one class.
For those
And I got to meet BJ Fogg. Super nice. Okay, sorry.
All right. And for those that are just starting, one of the things we always kind of say is like hide the scale for a little bit. Don't mentally stress yourself out with what you're losing. And make sure you do lots of kind of food prep or something so that you have a carnivore snack available whenever you get hungry. It is better to eat a carnivore snack and eat more protein or fat than you think you need than have the sugars and the carbs and whatever you've been doing for a while. And that will really help you get back on track with what you want. It'll help change your taste buds so that you really like carnivore meals.
Michelle Michael, you're really working on my brain here, aren't you? How long have you guys been together?
10 years.
Terrible. Too long.
10 years. We've been married for 8.
Just wait till I shut the laptop and they don't actually see what happens afterwards. 10 years. Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen. I'll make it out of here before you even get past the
You got to make breakfast first. You got to make brekkie.
Yeah.
I can only wear Skechers Go Walk as they are the only shoe that keeps my plantar fasciitis at bay. Also, my feet won't hurt when I walk any distance. Perfect. If you ever get the nerve to go to a shoe store, try some Hokas. I have been a long fan of New Balances. That makes me feel old, but New Balances. And then I tried the Hokas because everyone's like, they're great. And I'm like, are they really that great?
Yeah.
They that great. They really are.
I really like them.
How old are you and your husband? He's too old.
I'm
No
51.
offense. No offense to anybody else. I am 34. Kate said, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Women do that. I have that thing. What's it called? And he should be able to read my mind.
Yeah, that thing is very descriptive. You know, at this time when we did that thing. Yeah, sure. Totally know what you're talking about.
All right. You could try switching him to sourdough once a day and just have him do. That's actually a good option. If he's like really resistant, sourdough is a much better option, a high quality sourdough. Just do them what you can. Small changes, sometimes.
Yeah, the fat just
the
tastes so good.
I have no idea. Tiny Habits is such a fun challenge for me. It is.
Good.
This is my third time reading the book. There's so much that
and if you check their website, they do have like a free 5-day things you
They
sign up
do.
for every once in a
Scott starts tomorrow.
while?
Funny enough, at the end of my coaching, I will be one of those coaches that helps you with your 5-day.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
for like 2 weeks, I'll be helping with the 5-day, free Tiny Habits thing, and I think it's just tinyhabits.com/join. Just go to their website but it's completely free. It's not through me, it is through them. Have you tried the product Keto Brick? I have not. We actually have some carnivore bars upstairs that I
Yeah,
still need to try. They sent us a sample
we
thing.
need to do a sample video, kind of like
Yeah,
when we did the Carnivore Chris sample video.
yeah, we need to do that. And I kind of like them. I haven't tried them, but I shoved 2 in the hiking backpack because heaven forbid if we ever got lost in the woods. I mean, I have plenty of fat on me to survive, but Scott doesn't.
There's 5,000 trails around this area, and
Yeah.
there's always somebody walking. Us lost in the woods is really not going to happen.
Yeah. Okay. Last one. I stopped lying to myself and now admit that if I don't do weight training early in the morning fasted, it doesn't get done. Yeah. You got to find when
Yeah.
it works for you, what time of day. And Tiny Habits will teach you the anchor points and things like that. It'll make more sense when you read the book. Of like, when I do this, I'll then do this. That's what an anchor point is. Like, when I set my coffee cup down on the table, I'll go change into my clothes and do the elliptical or whatever it is.
When I refill my coffee at the coffee mug or coffee pot, I will stretch.
Yes, that is Scott's. Anywho, y'all. Okay, it is 10:01. We're going to go make breakfast, and then I am going to go to my sister's. I do have a quick question. What did you guys think of the new thumbnails that I've been doing? I have been kind of lazy lately, and I decided that I wanted to change it up, and I would love your guys' opinions. If you want to check it in the comments or whatever, because Scott and I are going to go eat brekkie.
Mhm.
And yeah, I just wanted to know what you guys thought. All right, y'all. Have a
Bye bye.
wonderful Sunday, and we will see you guys next Sunday. Bye.